Hey guys. Okay. If you were on the last live video, let me know if you can hear me right now. I changed to my AirPods. Hopefully they will hold out. Hopefully you can hear me. So let me know in the chat section. If you were in the last video with me, let me know if you can hear me. I had a bunch of people on there and I would make sure that you can hear me. I changed my audio settings, so hopefully this will be fixed now. I don't know what was happening with my mic. It stopped working, so I hope you can hear me. I see a thumbs up. I think that means you can. It's just this chat is so slow from when I ask something, so hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me know in the chat section. Otherwise, we'll have to do this another time. You can hear me. Okay, good. Whew. Thank goodness. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Okay, I'm so glad. These earpods. I couldn't switch audio things in the middle. I don't know why. Okay, so I've got a bunch of people on here again. I'm just going to give it another minute until to let some more of you come on real quick. So what I was saying, in general, we're dealing with this 21-day challenge. It's live now. Sign up for it. I'm just going to put the link here. Good, Tim. Thank you so much. I'm going to put the link for the 21-day challenge if you're interested in that. So now I want to answer Bixby consequences question from the last live video. I was just having some audio issues, so now it's all good. I'm so glad. Okay, so Bixby's question was, if I stray, it can spiral out of control. Any tips for stopping a mistake from turning into a binge? Yeah. So here's some basic life coaching stuff, which I talked about from the life coaching, the mindset stuff that I do, right? So we got the food, we got the mindset. So how do we get our mindset wrapped around this thing or around anything, any goal that we have in our life? How do we get our mindset wrapped around it so that we can be successful long-term? So let's say we're in the middle of a binge. So Bixby says, if I stray, like if I have a little bit, is what I'm assuming, right? It can spiral out of control. So how do we stop that mistake from turning into a binge? Right up here. So it's kind of funny. I always use that, like Dorothy, right, in The Wizard of Oz. The answer was always in our backyard. It was always here. We always had the ability to stop it. We just have to tune into it and get it working, okay? Because we don't learn this kind of stuff. We're not taught this in school. We've got to practice it. It's like learning a new language. We've got to practice how to do this stuff. So this applies to everything. It applies to stopping over drinking, right? Like don't drink less or watch less TV or procrastinate less, make more money, all the things that we want to do, the goals that we have in our life, we can reach those by using the power of our own thoughts. So the way that this works is our thoughts create our feelings create our actions, and then our actions create our results. So we're taking me, for instance, I weigh 147 right now. I weighed 150 at the end of my pregnancy. It's been several months. My babies are almost 7 months old now, 6.5 months. So it's been quite a few months of me working through getting my thoughts wrapped around doing this again. Now, I have created a whole vlog series, like over 200 videos of me giving you what's going through my mind and how I'm transitioning back into nutritarian for life. And it's taken me quite a while to kind of get here. But just yesterday, I had probably one of the biggest breakthroughs, which was I finally let go of the idea that I need salt and oil and sugar to like be happy, right? It's kind of a big thing. So I had this idea yesterday. It was like, okay, I finally need to give up the salt and oil. I have to stop cooking with it. I've got to stop craving it. I've got to stop needing foods that have that in it, right? And so what I did was yesterday, I went to go make my salads. I was making a salad for lunch and I had a smoothie for breakfast. And my smoothie for breakfast had a little bit of, some good sweetness in it. And I was like, well, I could have less sweet smoothies. And I also could not add salt and oil to the water saute I'm about to make. And I could just bite the bullet and have a nutritarian salad dressing instead of the store-bought salad dressing, which is going to have oil and salt in it, right? So yesterday I had this like come to Jesus moment with myself where I was like, you just got to give up the salt and oil. You have to give it up. And that is the way through this thing. And so I had this thought that was like, all right, I'm going to just do it. I'm going to just, I don't want to. And I acknowledge that I don't want to give up oil and salt because it tastes better than no oil and salt, but I'm going to do it anyways. And so yesterday I had a salad and I was like, oh, I don't really like this salad. And I was like, no, I'm not supposed to love it. I'm supposed to enjoy it, and I'm supposed to, eat it for the sustenance, and it's my fuel, but I'm not supposed to feel like I do when I eat Oreos and Doritos, when I eat pizza. I'm not supposed to get that same feeling from this salad as I do from those things. So that's what allowed me to continue eating the salad and eat it until it was gone, even when I didn't really want it because it didn't taste like pizza, But I was like, no, I'm going to keep eating this until I'm done with it. And that's going to help me be more satiated. It's going to help me lose weight, and it's all going to be good. Now, what was the difference between yesterday and a few weeks ago when I still weighed 150 was a thought. Okay. The thought was, I really do need to give up the salt and oil. I need to just stop, being a teenager about it. I need to just eat the healthy food and let it go, like be an adult about it, right? Okay, I'll do it. So I did. I was able to have that whole salad, and I've been working on this thought for a few weeks now. Like, I don't want to give up my salt and oil. So I didn't for like 6.5 months, right? And now finally I'm like, okay, I'm ready to give up my salt and oil. And that was a thought. It was a difference in thought. So what happened was I changed my thought, which was, my old thought used to be, I don't need to give up salt and oil yet. I'm going to wait on that for a little while. That's going to be something I do later. And my new thought is, okay, now it's time for me to give up salt and oil. Now, what happened with those two thoughts was, the first thought was, I don't need to give it up yet, which is like, the feeling that creates is kind of like rebellion a little bit, like, I don't need to, I'm fine without it. And when I'm in a little bit of a rebellious state, I eat more than I should. I eat a lot of salt and oil. I get a lot of extra calories. I eat foods that I wouldn't normally eat if I was vegetarian. Those are the actions I take. And then the results I get, 150. Every time I step on the scale, 150 pounds, 150 pounds, 150 pounds, right? Whereas in the next few weeks, when I finally changed my thought to, no, I'm going to get rid of the salt and oil. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be okay. That created a feeling of resolve, determination, like renewed action, renewed faith in the lifestyle, renewed faith in this activity, bunch of peace, calm, like, it's fine. I don't need oil. I don't need salt, right? So that changed my feeling, and my feeling ended up being like peaceful, calm, like whatever. And then my actions were eat 100% vegetarian salad. My results were lose a little bit of weight, right? So can you see how the thoughts there created my feelings? The feelings created my actions created my results. Now, let's take this for Bixby's question here. If I stray, it can spiral out of control. Any tips for stopping a mistake from turning into a binge? So I'm imagining the middle of a binge, right? You've got all these foods laid out like I used to do. You've got all, I used to go to Trader Joe's and just like mecca for snacks, right? Just buy all these snacks. You take them home, put them all in front of you. This is what I used to do. Get in front of the TV, get all excited, like, this is what I'm going to do, Start eating all the foods. So, but let's just take a little stray, because I think actually Bixby's not talking about a full-on binge like that yet. They're talking about just straying a little bit from the plan. Okay, so first of all, I want to mention that just the way you worded that, if I stray, it can spiral out of control. So you have this story that if you stray, it has a tendency to spiral out of control. That story alone creates a feeling, that thought, right? If I stray, it can spiral out of control. You have a thought about yourself that when you stray, often it spirals. It turns into this big whirlwind that you can't control, right? So you have this thought that's creating feeling like lack of control. Your feeling is like you can't control it. When you have that feeling, the way that you act is by spiraling out of control, right? Like you act kind of urgent. You you end up spiraling. You're eating this and you're eating that, whatever. Maybe it's over a few weeks and you're just getting worse and worse because you're feeling like it's spiraling. You're telling yourself it's spiraling, right? Your results are, weight gain or weight maintenance, not losing weight, or like not eating healthy. Those are your results, right? Maybe like you're not losing weight, whatever it is. So the story, the way that you put it in your mind is really important. But you could say to yourself, oh, but I really believe that. That happens to me all the time. That's always what I do, right? Every time I stray, I do get out of control. Look, I have proof for it in my past, right? Look, it's real. I know this is true. But look at what I did from last week to this week, 2 or 3 weeks ago to this week. All I did was just change my story. My story used to be, no, 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 it's totally fine to have some salt and oil. My story this week is, nope, it's not fine anymore. I'm not going to have it. So now what I do is every time I go to have a meal, like I'm about to go have my salad, which I've already prepared a little bit in the fridge, but I could certainly put some olive oil on it, grind some salt on it, have it taste, way better, like be way into it. I had these salad mixes that I was always eating from the store, which had like dairy dressings in them, lots of salt, croutons, cheese, things like that. I threw that one in the trash this morning because my thought was, no, I don't need the salt and oil anymore. And in fact, it's making it worse for me. So I'm going to get rid of that first. Whereas my thought a couple of weeks ago was, yeah, a little bit of this is fine. I can totally have it. It's fine. So all I did there, the only thing I did was I changed my thought about it. I changed what I was thinking about the salt and the oil, the thing. So your thought here, Bixby, is if I stray, it can spiral out of control. So you have this story that creates lack of control. It feels out of control and you respond to that. But what if you changed your story? What if you changed your thought to, in the past when I strayed, it spiraled out of control sometimes, but it doesn't always do that, right? Like you could think back to yourself, has there ever been a time where it hasn't spiraled out of control? So look to your past for an example of the opposite of your story, right? So your story is, if I stray, it can spiral out of control. When are the times when it hasn't? So I would imagine maybe you've done one of our challenges before. Maybe you've had a successful dieting streak where you went for a few weeks and lost some good weight or whatever, and where you maybe, you have a very important goal and you're able to hold on to it for like 2 weeks, say, but like maybe somewhere in the middle you had one little thing that was off, but it didn't spiral out of control. So look for an example in your life where the story that you have is untrue. Okay. So for me, my story was, it's totally okay to have salt and oil. And then I realized, no, it's actually not, because this is what's holding me back, right? So that story of it's totally okay, I realized, no, that's BS. I'm going to find a new story, which is, I don't want salt and oil, right? I prefer to learn to love the foods as they are rather than using something else to mask that flavor. So look in your story, look in your past for ways that it hasn't spiraled out of control. Like you've had one straying thing, like one off thing, and it didn't really spiral out of control. Look for examples of that. And then look at how your story is just a story, right? Like look at how you're making up this whole story about yourself that just spirals out of control. I don't know how to control it, right? The thing that you do is you deal with your thoughts in the moment. So you see what you're telling yourself. And the way that we do this is by noticing these stories, first of all. So we look at what we're telling ourselves. We look at our thoughts. We notice our thoughts. We go, what am I telling myself? What am I making up right now? And as we're working through this process of even seeing what we're telling ourselves, that can be helpful just in the beginning. And then it's not about thinking something you don't believe. It's not like going, oh no, I have excellent control, right? Because we don't believe that thought. That doesn't work for us. So then what we do is we can take a little shift of that thought and we can start to believe something different about ourselves. So we could go from this thought, which is, if I stray, it can spiral out of control, to, I have strayed in the past before and it didn't spiral out of control, so I know I can do this again. Okay. You see those two different thoughts, and do you see what feeling comes out of those two different thoughts? So if I stray, it can spiral out of control. Makes you feel helpless, powerless, like you'll never get there, right? But this other thought, I've strayed in the past and I've totally been able to stay on track. That feels confident. That feels like I have power here, right? Like I have the ability to do this. When we change those thoughts and we start to look at our stories and question those stories and go, I don't have to believe that, I don't have to believe that story about myself, that it's always going to spiral out of control. Because I had that thought too. The thought would always hit my head when I opened up the fridge and I would see any carbs in there, like ready-made pasta or ready-made oatmeal or whatever. I would have a thought that was, if I have that in the fridge, I'm going to eat the whole thing. I cannot resist that kind of food. If it's in front of me, I can't resist it, right? I would always say that to myself when I opened the fridge. And after a while, when I started looking at my thoughts, I was like, why am I telling myself that? Like, that's crazy. If someone came to me and gave me $1 million not to eat that oatmeal, I could totally do it. But like, I would do it for days, right? So it's just based on a thought that's making me eat or not eat the oatmeal. So I'm like, okay, I don't have to believe that. I could believe that I can handle having bread in my house. And after a while of working through this, now we have bread in our house all the time, and I never eat the whole loaf ever. I used to literally always eat the whole loaf. If there was ever any bread in our house, I would eat the whole thing within a day or two of it coming home. And I was a pretty extreme, it's a pretty extreme case. A lot of people don't have that level of binging, but like I was maxed out, right? If there's a chocolate cake in the house, you can bet no one else gets a piece because I'm going to be eating the whole thing because I can't resist it, right? So my tip for stopping a mistake from turning into a binge, that's my tip. What if you're in the middle of a binge? Same thing. It's all about your thoughts. Patrice, I'm glad you like that one. This is what the life coaching mindset stuff is that I'm always teaching. Stopping. So let's say you're in the middle of a big binge. Same thing. First thing you have to do is get control of your thoughts. So the thought is, ooh, I got to eat more of this. I got to have more. I can't stop. The thought is, oh, wait, hold on. Let me just see what I'm thinking here. I'm thinking I can't stop, but I could. I mean, if someone put a gun to my head right now, I could pick up all this food, go downstairs to the apartment complex trash and throw it out and never see it again. Or I could take it all, throw it down the sink in the garbage disposal. Look, if someone put a gun to my head, I could totally do that right now. Or if someone offered me $1 million, I would totally throw this stuff down the sink right now. So the only thing stopping me from eating this food is my thoughts, because I'm just telling myself I can't stop. I can totally stop. I have the power to stop. Okay. That's the thoughts that we're working through to say, like, now this isn't easy. It's not like it just comes to you and it's so simple. Like, I have been doing this for 6 months after my pregnancy, and I'm just now getting to the place where I'm feeling like I got my strength back, right? I got my mental discipline back, right? Darlene says, I want to join. You are so informative. Really need your help. I'm so glad to hear that, Darlene. Look out for the Eat to Live family. That is going to be open January 25th. And I think I said it in the last video. I'm going to just give you guys a little link for it, just for the wait list, family wait list. If you like this kind of coaching, this is all of what we're doing. So make sure you sign up for that if you're interested, because this is exactly what we're going to be doing. And it's going to be more than just me talking. It will actually be 2 people, me and one of you on the call. We'll be going through back and forth, and I'll be writing it on board and helping you see it in, on paper, and coaching you through it and helping you understand all of your specific issues to help you specifically. And when you see someone else get coached, man, oh my gosh, it changes everything, right? Like, just as I'm answering this one question from Bixby, okay, good. Bixby's here and says, notice your thoughts. That clicks for me. Good. Just as I'm answering this one tiny 2-sentence question, look at all this stuff it can bring up for us. And I would imagine that you had things in your brain that were, popping off, and you're going, oh yeah, I do that too, or whatever. Join the family. It's going to be super affordable. Opens in January after the challenge ends. So Darlene says, thanks so much. Will they be 50% off the family plan? So the family is a monthly coaching membership. That's different than the challenges. So I'm going to have 2 things for you available going forward this year. I'm not going to have the Eat to Live Academy anymore. I'm going to have the 21-day challenges and the Eat to Live family. Those are 2 different things. Okay. The 21-day challenges are what is open right now for registration. That's just the food and a little bit of the mindset. There's a PDF on the mindset, but it's the food. I tell you exactly what to eat, brand new recipes, what to prep, when to cook, all that. That's open for registration right now. That's the website, info.thewateringmouth.com/challenge registration. That's what's open right now. It's all the food, grocery list, recipes, meal plans. That starts on Monday. 21-day challenge. So that goes for 21 days. And on the 24th of January, that's when that's done. That challenge is going to be over on the 24th. We'll be done with the food stuff. And the 25th is when the family opens for registration. It's going to be a week-long period of registration for that. That's when you will be able to join the Eat to Live family, which is what we're doing right here, which is the coaching thing. I'm going to be offering monthly coaching like this, 2 times a month at least, 2 coaching calls like this. People can come on and get coached on various different issues. And I'm going to be doing this for you live on video, video coaching. So if you're interested in the family, that opens up at the end of January. So if you like what we're doing right here, that's the family. If you're interested in the recipes and the meal plans and things like that, that's what we're doing right now, which is the challenge. I hope that clarifies it. So the challenges are always the same investment, little price. When you join a challenge, we do these once a quarter. We only do them quarterly. Sorry, I have to drink. So this one is starting in January. The next challenge won't be until April. I'm going to open up the family in January. The next time we open it won't be until April again. So you need to get in on these things because we only open them quarterly. And challenges always stay the same price, but the family registration is going to go up every time I launch it again. It's going to be launched quarterly. This is when we launch in January, it's going to be the best price that I'm ever going to offer. It will never be this low of an investment to get in on the family because it's not done yet. Like I don't have everything all set up or whatever. I want you guys to help me figure out what you need. I need to put some more pieces in place, but it's at least going to be this live group coaching. Okay. And so, okay. Darlene says, why do I always want chocolate or something sweet after I'm done eating? In a nutshell, that's just a learned behavior. So in a nutshell, all that is the fact that you've been doing it for so long and your brain is just used to you always needing something after a meal in that time period. That's always when I have trouble too. And that is the same exact thing controlled by thoughts. I won't get into it now because I have to leave because I've been doing this thing with you guys forever. And I love you so much. And I love how you spend, like YouTube is so great. You guys always spend so much time with me. And I love that because I can actually really coach you. But imagine if we could do this at least 2 times a month and just keep you guys on this path and I could keep helping you with these little issues. It'd be so amazing. Yes, there will be a monthly fee for the family, but it's going to be very affordable. I promise, so affordable, like less than a gym membership probably for this first launch. Every time I launch it, it's going to be, the price is going to go up, but it's just an easy monthly fee and it'll be affordable and at least 2 coaching calls like this per month. It's not available yet. That won't be open until January. So Darlene, we would use the same kind of techniques, mindset stuff, and I could coach you through that when we get into the family. Patrice says, the thought that I allow to stop me from eating right is that I'm so busy with my kids. That's what I need to change. Yep, for sure. So look at that thought. When you have a thought, I am so busy with my kids, what kind of a feeling does that create for you? Urgency. It's never ending. I can't stop. I can't possibly take care of myself, right? And we're going to talk about this a lot in the family, but we're going to talk about what moms do, because I'm a mom of 3, what moms do when they're constantly telling themselves they're so busy and they just have to focus on the kids, right? And they're not taking care of themselves. And then you run out of steam because you don't have anything left for anybody, let alone yourself or the kids. Those stories that we tell ourselves, and they're all in here already, and we can pretty easily find them. We just start listening. We can get over all those stories, and I can coach you through that one specifically too, Patrice, because I know a lot about that one. Okay, that's all the questions we have right now, and I'll just reiterate real quick. Opening up a 21-day challenge this week, so sign up. There's a link. Oh, Darlene just joined. Yay! I'm so glad. So you got in on the 21-day challenge. I'm so excited. You're going to learn so much about the food, and how to put meals together so that you're not hungry, so that you'll be hungry a little bit, but like you're not going to be starved like you're on a diet, right? Eating enough food, getting enough nutrients, getting enough G-bombs. We laid it all out for you. I'm so excited that you're in. And once we're done with that for this 21 days, then we open the family and I will coach you guys through the mindset stuff, because you need both. For many of us, anybody that's like me, you need the food and you need the mindset stuff. Stop overeating and stop the binging and stuff like that. So I love to help you guys with that. That's all I got for you. Thank you so much for coming back, because there's the same amount of people right now as there were when I finished that last technical challenge video. So I'm so glad you guys came back. Darlene says, do you have a weekly food prep list? And when will you be live? Because I'm in California. Darlene, I'm in Vegas, so I'm in the same time zone as you. I don't know when the lives are going to be. I have to find out from the people who join what's going to be best for them. This works for me Tuesdays at 1, but I might have to change it based on what people in the group say. I don't know. I'm gonna let everyone who joins the family tell me when is best for them, and then I'll try to get a nanny for that time, right? And weekly food prep lists, those are in the challenge. So that's not the family, but it's in the challenge. So when you join the challenge, we give you all the food prep, we give you all the groceries and everything, all the grocery lists and everything you need to know, okay? So you're so welcome, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Happy New Year to all of you. I always say this, but I love YouTube so much, and I so appreciate you guys spending time with me. And oh, sorry, fasting rabbit. I asked earlier, I eat plant-based but currently added eggs. Is this okay? Depends on what you mean by okay. I mean, if you're trying to go full on nutritarian, no, we don't eat eggs on nutritarian. You learn a lot from reading the book Eat to Live if you haven't read it yet to understand why exactly. It's not on the diet though. So it just depends on what your version of okay is, right? Like I couldn't tell you what that is. I don't know exactly what your goals are. If you want to be full on nutritarian, no. If you want to be just kind of nutritarian, okay, you can have some eggs, right? And I'm not here to tell you what is best for you. I'm just working towards getting people as close to 100% nutritarian as possible. So wherever you fit on that spectrum is totally okay. It's just up to you. Okay, guys. How do I start this? Do I just log on to your site? If you have signed up for the challenge, you will be sent all of the materials by email, and they will be all come in PDF. You'll have a bunch of links in that email, and you'll be able to so you can click on those links and download the challenge materials and all that. And then you print out, like you're going to get a calendar, you're going to get a recipes list. You can print whatever you want. It's a lot of pages depending on how much you want to print, right? But you get the calendar, all that. And then you're going to go grocery shopping Friday or Saturday, this coming Friday or Saturday. Get ready because you got a grocery shop. It's going to tell you'll have grocery lists too to tell you exactly what you need. And then on Saturday or Sunday, you're going to start prepping some of those meals. And then Monday's when you start eating the food. That's when the challenge actually starts, is eating the food and prepping as you go. Okay. Oh, good. Patrice says, I'm signing up now and I would share my success in 21 days and beyond. I hope to see all of you guys in the Eat to Live challenge coming up and the Eat to Live family, which is opening up at the end of January. I cannot wait to coach you more and see some amazing results in your life. I love you so much, guys. Happy New Year. And I will see you again really soon. I think I'm going to do some more live videos in the beginning of the year to talk more about this. So can't wait to see you again. Have a good one. Thanks for spending time. How do I shut this thing off? Bye.